did you finally find them? How did you finally find them?
I'm not tech savvy or anything like that. It took my brother in 2015, and we just sitting there talking one day in the living room, and I'm always talking about them when they was her, especially her when she was little. And I said, I done tried this, I done tried that, whatever the case may be. He said, you ever try Facebook? I put in Marilyn Bird Waddell, and popped right up. Popped right up. I start crying like somebody just hit me in the mouth, whatever the case may be. I was crying so much. She was just, that's how I remember her, face and all and everything.
And so, Miss Waddell, when you got that message and it said, this is your dad.
Yeah.
Did you feel like, I believe this? Or did you feel,
no,
who is this?
Not at all.
What were you thinking?
I didn't think that he was my father at all.
That's where the main thing came in.
So why did you decide to meet with him?
Because he was so sure. He was so adamant that he was my father. And I'm just like, I don't know my dad, so let me, at least I can just take like this step. Maybe this is just one step forward to figuring out who I am. So I decided to meet with him. And then we just
Wait, you say you didn't know your dad, but weren't you told Mr. Walls was your dad?
Yes. We were told that Mr. Walls was our father, but he wasn't there either.
Oh,
so
okay.
I met him about 8 years ago.
So all of this time, you told Mr. Walls is your dad.
Yes.
But because of his absence at some point, you entertained Mr. Hinton.
Yes. I've always been told since I was about 16 that Mr. Walls was my father, even though I had never met him a day in my life. That's just always what I was been told from one of my older siblings.
I'd like to hear from Mr. Walls. I want to understand this. Stand up, please, sir. Stand over behind the podium next to Marshawn, please. State your name for the record.
Renard Walls.
And who are you?
I'm Roy Johnson and Marilyn's dad.
You are?
Yeah. I know they're my kids.
Okay, so you do not have a doubt.
Right.
So what did their mother tell you?
Well, I was at work one day and her mom came with my job and told me that she was pregnant. And I said, yeah. She said, they're your kids. So I said, okay. That's how I knew that. So,
You just said okay. Because you knew you were in a sexual relationship with her.
Right, right.
All right, so you didn't protest.
No.
All right, so were you there with her mom throughout the pregnancy?
Yes, I was.
Did you know she also had a relationship with Mr. Hinton?
No, I didn't.
But you are testifying that their mother told you you are their biological father.
Right.
And you accepted it.
Right.
Miss Waddell, have you ever heard that anyone other than these two men could be your biological father?
Yes.
You have?
Yes. Yes. So
What?
these
Who?
two are not the only men who claim to be my dad. There's also 2 other men who claim to be my father.
What in the world?
Yeah. Yeah. One of the men who claims to be my father, I know for a fact that he wasn't, and he literally just disappeared. I don't know where he went.
And then what did the fourth one say?
The fourth one said, I actually remember them, like the other guy. I remember him and his family. They used to call me Little Bit. I remember going with him and his family over his house. His sister reached out to me, showed me pictures of me and my twin brother sitting on this man's lap, sitting on her grandmother's lap, everything. Pictures all the way up till we were about, I would say, like 5 or 6. She had pictures like for years. And
pictures of you and
my twin with her family.
With this other
With the other
father's
guy.
family?
Yes.
The other guy?
Yes.
They got pictures of you all the way up?
Yes. They have pictures of us. So we decided to...
And this is father number 4?
Yes.
So 4 possible fathers and 2 are here?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, one of them I did test, and it came out that he wasn't. That's
Was that number 3 or number... Oh, the one with all the pictures?
Yes, yes.
So he's out?
Correct, he's out.
Wow, this is a saga. Mm-hmm. This is a lot. Mr. Hinton, have you prepared yourself? Did you understand that there were 4 possible fathers, that there were 4 men that thought they could potentially be the twins' biological father?
Yes. Well, when we met up initially at the restaurant, she was there before I got there, so I got there a little bit late. So I walked in the door, and it was just an instant. She ran into my arms, and we hugged.
I did not run into your arms. No, I did not. You're lying. No, I didn't. I'm not just gonna run into a stranger's arms. No, I did not. No, I didn't.
Can I ask something? I do want to know something. I want to know something.
Run into your arms.
I want to know something, because this question is tugging at me. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Ms. Waddell, when Mr. Hinton speaks about you, he speaks as if he tried, he speaks as if he loved you, he speaks as if he accepted you all. And there's such an animosity towards him that I didn't hear towards when you spoke of any other man that thought they potentially could be your father too. What is it that makes you so angry or have so much animosity towards him?
Because I have a lot of animosity and honestly a lot of resentment towards him, because he just always talked about how he looked for us for years and years and years. We have been through so much. That's all he talked about, how he looked for us. And I just feel like you didn't try hard enough. You know, and the animosity is because on top of him just suddenly just appearing, when he did appear, I felt like he just was like, I'm at this time I'm 30 years old. He came in like bam, 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 like trying to father me, like trying to tell me what to do, like just overburdening me. And I'm just like, at this point, you seem to be my friend.
Mr. Hinton, I can see the pain in your eyes and the tears. What are you feeling? What is in your heart?
He's crying now, but I've been crying for 33 years, so.
I do believe he understands that part.
I don't think that he does. I asked him, like, I was hanging with him, like going up to Cincinnati on the weekends to spend time with him. I was like, this could be my dad, you know? And even though, I'm hard right now, I very much do want a family, and I want to know who my father is. I asked Mr. Hinton for a DNA test, and he refused. Now, this was 3 years ago. He says he did not need a DNA test, and I said, well, I do. I'm the child of the situation. It's not up to you to say. He said, I know that they share my daughter. I don't need a test. So he refused to get one. And I did tell him at one point that, you know what, since you want to be in our life so bad, and I think I was very vulnerable at that point. Since you want to be in our life so bad, I would really want a father, and my twin was a father. We want a family, so, we'll let you be a part of this. But then things just started happening, and I just started to feel like, I really started to doubt it. So I asked him for another test, and he said no. I cut him off, and that's why we're here. Like, if you cannot give me a test, I want nothing to do with you. You're not the only man who claims to be my father.
And now I get it. I needed to understand that. I have listened to.
If you're so sure you're our dad, why wouldn't you take a test?
Exactly.
That's exactly how I feel.
And that's it. And that's why it's so important, as we hear these cases in this courtroom, as I take this testimony, and as we try to be a voice for the voiceless, there is still that little girl in you. Mm-hmm. Now, because you were looking through life with that lens, which we know why you wearing those glasses. Those were the glasses you were handed. You see the world through this because of what you've been through. There's another side to this story that we also see that you probably can't, where this man is saying, I don't need a test because I'm your dad and I just want to be your dad. A lot of men in this courtroom wouldn't do that. They would be just the opposite, saying, before I do anything, I want the test. The fact is, when I get this envelope from Jerome, there's a very real chance he may not be your biological father. And he loses it all. So him saying, I don't want the test, is basically him saying to you, I am committed to you no matter what. I don't care. But I understand why you need the test.
That's what I told him.
And I have those results. What I want to make sure everybody here understands, based upon the testimony that was presented today, that we have in this courtroom 2 of 4 possible fathers, one of which has already been tested and is not the father. So we still have another man besides both of you who could potentially be the twins' biological father. Has everybody prepared themselves for that?
Yes.
Have you prepared yourself?
I guess as much as I can, because like you said, I can lose it all. Because these two here are, like I said, my legacy. This is who I've always made the man that I am, to make me be a better man as life went on. You know, for 1 minute, I was just a guy out there. And then next thing you know, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather of 4. I mean, that could make any man's chest stick out, you know? Mm-hmm. And if you are the father, all I ask and I plead to you is to be a father to them. But I will always be dad.
I don't.
Okay.
When you keep saying that you're gonna like lose all, you're gonna lose so much, and you're always gonna be our dad. But you were never our dad. You were never there. When you were at their funeral, for you to just walk away, that for me is enough.
I walked away with you.
Were so much right.
But
You
Miss
completely
Miss
walked away.
Waddell, I do want you to understand.
I walked away with you.
He testified to the fact that he knows he blew it. He said that in his testimony. He said, I regret the day that I decided to leave the children behind and go off and get myself together. I know as a mother, that seems...
I don't understand that.
Absolutely. I am a mother too, honey, and it ain't going nowhere that my son ain't going. And like you said, if we sleeping in a box, we gonna sleep in one together. But that's not always the way it worked. And you are not very old, but you're old enough where there was a different culture and a different time. When a man like that would say, I'm gonna go off and get ready to get my kids and get myself together, it would have made sense. It would have said, yeah, you go get yourself together. Make sure you got a job, make sure you got a place to live, make sure you got all these things before you just bring these kids. Unfortunately, what happened is during that time, you all started this cycle that you could not get out of. And that's why paternity issues and secrets and sagas, that's why we do this every single day, because we know that there are children out here still hurting, just like you, because of things have happened, because there was no legal father of record for anyone to reach out to. I want to get you the answers. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jerome, may I have the envelope?
Oh, man.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Because fraternal twins could have different biological fathers, we performed individual paternity tests on Marilyn and Marshawn. With that being said, it has been determined that they share the same father. In the case of Hinton versus Waddell, when it comes to 33-year-old fraternal twins Marilyn and Marshawn Waddell, it has been determined by this court. The father is Mr. Walls.
Thank you.
Mr. Hinton, I know this was not the answer you were expecting.
I'm sorry that we had to go through all this. And I just want to tell you, Mr. Walls, you got your work cut out for you, but you got 2 great kids there.
Yeah, I know.
They are great, and they're gonna make you proud, like I've been proud, you know.
Miss Waddell, how are you feeling, hon?
I mean, I do appreciate, you know, you stepping up and wanting to be there. I just wanted to know. And I really hope that you understand why I wanted to know. We deserve to know. If he would have just did this 3 years ago when he first popped up out of nowhere, this could have all been settled. Maybe it wouldn't be so emotional as well.
Listen, I do believe that there was genuine love in Mr. Hinton's heart for you all. And just know, as you walk out of this courtroom, you all walk out knowing that you are family, you are, you know, related. This is your biological father. As I said before, he stood here risking the possibility of losing it all, and he did today. He did. So just find some grace in your heart for him. I wish you all the very best. Take advantage of the counseling and resources. Court is adjourned.